Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. At this point in time, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to entitle this video, but I guess last night, the term is, let's use this. I had an epiphany last night. I'm one of those people where I'm organized. I got stuff dating back to the 70s as far as music. The first band I was in, the garage we played in, the recordings, got all that stuff. And I went through some of that stuff yesterday because I was looking for a Pacific song because I was going to redo it. And I couldn't find it. I went through about 50 cassette tapes, a couple of deep CDs. I made the dumb mistake many years ago when I thought I was done creatively. This had to have been about maybe 10 years ago. My songbook. I had over like 200 songs that I'd written. Some had been published and some hadn't. And I always thought that the majority of that stuff was pretty good stuff. Because unfortunately you don't crank out gems 100% of the time. But what's something you don't like, somebody else might like. Because there's been many times that I had submitted demos and you always put your best song you feel first. And a lot of times the A&R people like the second or the third one better, than the first one. So it's up to an opinion. Opinions vary. No 20 people are going to agree 100% on 100% of stuff, So I kind of got to the point where I said, I think I've ran my course, creative wise, writing music. Now I can play until I drop dead. So I made the foolish mistake of throwing that book in the garbage. It's like, what the fuck was I thinking? And I went through a process of trying to regather as much as that information as possible. So I was going through these cassettes and I found some of those songs. And I said, what is the difference between the stuff that I do now? Because I get paid well for the stuff that I do. And it's, to me, good stuff, and apparently it is to people that buy my songs and and do what they do with them. But I listen to the old stuff versus the new stuff. Now with the new stuff, I got state of the art equipment. It sounds good, and I'm listen to the old stuff that was done on the shitty 4-track with a $90 keyboard and a drum machine, the Roland TR-505, the Alesis HR-16. And if I had to choose between the two, I would choose my first stuff. And I tell you why. Back then, it was a different era. We were young, we were hungry, we were focused, and we were determined. Once you kind of reach a point of success, it's like, what is there else to rise for or to continue to be inspired to? And I make this decision. 90% of the stuff that I got, I'm going to sell. When the smoke clears, I'm going to have what I started with 20 years ago. 2 guitars, a bass, a shitty keyboard, which really wasn't shitty, but, it was a low-end keyboard, the Roland D5, and maybe 1 or 2 other items. And one might say, why are you getting rid of all your shit? I guess because I don't need it, It got to the point where sometimes you just buy stuff because you like a lot of toys. I was on eBay yesterday and I was real close to pulling the trigger on the bass. So I got 5 basses back there and half of them I don't play. So why the blank do I need to go buy more? So I'm like, I got to stop that because it's not about buying it to create. It's buying it because you can buy it, and it's like, I like this, so I'm going to buy it, And I thought I would post this video because I'm going to be getting rid of a lot of stuff on my channel. And since you guys have been following my channel, what I play is not garbage. It sounds good, looks good, and it feels good to play. And that's the most important thing. It feels good to play. because you can have a $2,000 Les Paul or any other high-end guitar, but if it hurts your hands and you don't feel good playing it, that's the waste of your money. Because when you don't feel good, you don't play well. When you feel good, or when you're playing your instrument and it feels good to play, you feel good playing it and you sound good playing it. And this is a radical decision, because it's like, why is he selling all this stuff? And I'm like, I kind of want to go back, and I know you can't go back, but I want to kind of try to recapture that hunger. It's about the music and not about what you have, because I remember them days, we didn't have a dime in our pockets, and after our gigs, we would pawn our guitars. Then, we get a few dollars, then we do what we got to do and pay bills, and then it's time to, go back out there and start playing and writing. You get your guitar at a hock. Those were some tough times, but they were some good times. But it has to be done. So, what I need you guys to do is leave me a comment down here if you're interested in some of the stuff I'm going to be selling. Because, if no one's interested, I just find other means of getting rid of it, like eBay and things of that nature. And then, just putting it out there in my musical circle. Because listening to those tapes brought back a lot of good memories. Memories that you miss. The circle of musical comrades that you had. Again, everybody was broke but hungry. I wrote this short film. And I wrote this short film based on a statement that I said to myself. I said when I was young, I had a bunch of time but no money. Then I got older, got a little money and no time. It's like, when is the balance going to kick in? When it's going to be, there's a balance, that you have a balance of both. And still of this area, you got a lot of this. You ain't hardly got shit of this. Then when you get into the next area, you got a lot of this. You ain't hardly got shit of this. And still just the balance of I got them both at this given time. At this present moment, I got them, So, for the next 2 weeks, I guess I'll be putting guitars on my channel. And I thought I'd give people a heads up, because it's always a good thing when you know something coming that you might want. You start, putting the money together to get it. Instead of you walk up and say, they're trying to get rid of it now. I ain't got no money. So I thought I'd do that because, again, I still got a few Just Dave guitars. And I didn't want to part with any of them, but they're not doing me any good just sitting in the closet, in the case, when they could be out there inspiring the next group or generation of musicians. Because I remember, when I got my first drum machine, I remember I got my first keyboard. It was the Casio CD101, little tiny thing, but it was considered a professional keyboard, MIDI keyboard. It wasn't one of the real cheap Casios which you can buy at Kmart. And I wrote so many great songs in that little thing, and things no bigger than this. No. And I got modules now that cost thousands of dollars that I just don't, when I listen to my stuff, it doesn't move me like that stuff that I did when I had little shitty equipment. And you come to the realization it's not about what you have, it's about what you put into it. So, this is a radical move because like I said, I'm about to get rid of just about everything. And I got a whole lot of stuff. I'm like, I don't need it anymore. I kind of want to go back to it. And I know I can't recapture or, he's stuck in the 80s. No, it's not that. It's just that you're trying to recapture a feeling or similar feeling in your present life versus back in the day. So I sat there last night for about 3 hours to about 5 in the morning. I said, yeah, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. This is a radical move for me, but it's something I feel that has to be done. So therefore, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to sign off now. Till next time, take care. Thanks for watching.